Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel, and live from LA, it's Saturday night. Well, at least my review for the movie Saturday Night, which is directed by Jason Reitman, and basically chronicles the first 90 minutes leading up to the first taping of Saturday Night Live 49 years ago. Before I continue, if you like this review and you want to see more videos like this in the future, then you can go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also hit that bell button to get a notification when a new video comes out. Anyway, let's continue with this review. We are creeping up on the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. Whether you love the show or whether you hate it, there's no denying how influential this show has had in the world of comedy. Everyone has their favorite era of SNL. My favorite was the late 2000s, early 2010s, when you had Kristen Wiig, Bill Hader, Jason Sudeikis, Will Forte, Jenny Slate, Kenan Thompson. That's my personal favorite era of SNL. It included some of my favorite skits from the show, like MacGruber, The Rock Obama, Californians, and those digital shorts that Andy Samberg produced. I forgot to mention him. But nowadays, I just don't watch SNL as religiously as I did back then. Even though I think they've had some great cast members after, I'm just not as invested in SNL as I was before. In fact, their 50th season just premiered not too long ago, and it's okay. But nevertheless, I was really excited for this movie because of SNL's long-running history and the fact that Jason Reitman is overall a great director. He hasn't made a movie that has flat out disappointed me, and I think he does a great job at finding his own voice compared to Ivan Reitman, his father. Plus, it was nice to kind of get a perspective of the earliest days of SNL, because the earliest sketch that I have seen up until this movie was Land Shark, the parody of Jaws, where sharks just attack you on land. And as for this movie, I found it to be really entertaining. It kind of plays out in real time because it's set over the course of 90 minutes leading up to that historical night, and the movie just runs a little over an hour and a half. So it feels like all this is happening in real time. And what makes this movie work more than anything for me is the casting. For some of the actual SNL cast members, they hired people that captured their mannerisms and their looks to a T. Dylan O'Brien plays Dan Aykroyd, and there were several moments in this movie where I literally thought that was a young Dan Aykroyd because he's that good. Cory Michael Smith is Chevy Chase, and he's great as well. And even if some of the actors didn't exactly look like who they're supposed to be playing, like Ella Hunt as Gilda Radner, I thought she captured Gilda Radner's mannerisms pretty well. But I think the best casting is this actor named Matt Wood who plays John Belushi, because the second he shows up, I instantly thought that they either dug up John Belushi's corpse and reanimated him, or they invented time travel, kidnapped him from the 70s, and brought him onto the set of this film, because that looks like John Belushi. He and Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd were the ones that I was the most impressed with. The lead of this movie is Gabriel LaBelle, who plays Lorne Michaels, and he does a good job at capturing that nervous anxiety of somebody who's on the outside calm, but in nervous wreck on the inside, because if this fails, then he's pretty much done. And then rounding out the cast, you have Rachel Sennott playing Rosie Shuster, who was Lorne Michaels' wife at the time and a major writer for SNL during the 70s and 80s. You have Willem Dafoe as the network executive who made the choice to either let Saturday Night go live or cut to a rerun of Johnny Carson. J.K. Simmons is great for the little time he's in as Milton Berle, and Nicholas Braun does an incredible job as Jim Henson. Everyone in this movie is really good, but again, the best casting had to have been for the actual SNL cast members. And if they didn't look like the original actors, they did a good job at capturing those mannerisms. And there was something about watching this that felt really inspiring. Now in the movie, there's a line where they said that this is a TV show created by the generation that grew up with television. And just seeing so many people work their asses off to the very last second to get this out there feels like no matter how chaotic things can get, no matter how many people they pull off the streets to help, no matter how many cast members dressed as bumblebees are coked up and just leave, not knowing if they're actually going to come back. If you believe in what you're trying to accomplish, and you get everybody else around you to believe in it as well, then you're going to turn out something really good. And this movie is just full of so many absurd moments that got genuine laughs out of me just watching them trying to get this show off the ground. That by the end of it, it makes you feel good that this show that is pretty much put together and held up by duct tape managed to get off the ground and be a hit. I don't really have anything to say in terms of criticisms, so at the end of the day, I'd say Saturday Night is worth seeing in your lifetime. If you're a fan of SNL, or even if you're not now, but you were a fan of a certain era of SNL, I think it's worth seeing this movie because it's insane to realize how chaotic everything leading up to that Wolverine sketch was. In fact, when I got home, I looked up that sketch on YouTube, and it is just funny. It is really funny. And interesting to know that that was the very first thing that SNL ever did. So I definitely recommend this movie. I still prefer something like Juno or Up in the Air when it comes to Jason Reitman's films, but I think this is good enough to where it might land in my top 10. We'll see how the rest of the year goes, but I was really entertained by Saturday Night. And there you go, that's my review for Saturday Night. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being subscribed to the channel if you are. And I want to give a special thank you to my YouTube members right over here. If you want to help support the channel even more, you could do so via YouTube memberships for as little as $1.99 a month. Not only do you get early access to all of my videos, including this one, but you get exclusive access to content that nobody else gets to see, including my top 5 favorite series. And since we're getting close to 10 members on YouTube, I'll introduce a brand new tier once we hit that 10-person limit. So I do hope you consider joining as a YouTube member in the future. And until next time, I want to know what you guys think about Saturday Night. Whatever your opinions are, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. If you want to find me elsewhere in the internet, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.